Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I want to start off the video by saying a huge thank you to you guys for all your positive feedback on last week's sponsored Sephora video. I just loved reading the comments. I didn't have a lot of time to try to reply to them, but I did read them all, and just a big thank you to you guys. You guys are great. I placed an order on Beautylish. There were just some like random items that I wanted to buy. So I had watched a video that Michelle Wong did, and I can't remember. I want to say it was like a favorites video, I think. And she had mentioned the Hindash gradient highlighter. She had a different shade than the one that I got, and I wanted to get the one that she had mentioned in that video, which was like, I think had like a gold undertone to it. But that one was out of stock. So I went with La Luna, which is a lilac moon pearl. That's the name of the shade, is La Luna. So this guy here has got a total of 10 grams, and it is made in Italy. And again, this is the box packaging. It comes in a hard plastic packaging. It's quite plain, but still sleek. It's got a decent weight to it with a click style closure on there. So this is a baked gelée highlighter, and it does say, you know, on the box that it's a lilac moon pearl. I just find it to be kind of not a stark white, but leaning like a white with a bit of a almost, I don't want to say gray, but I think of gray. It really reminds me of the Chanel Camellia de Plume highlighter that came out years ago. It was one of my favorite highlighters at the time. Since then, we've moved on to much more sparkly things in highlighter land. But I still really do like a good baked gelée highlighter. And this is a really pretty highlighter, but it's much more subtle in comparison to those like really sparkly highlighters you guys see me wear often. But the powder itself is really, really smooth. It's very finely milled. The finish on it's really pretty. It's just more subtle and more traditional like powder style, whereas a lot of the ones nowadays have got a lot of those like slip silicones in them that adhere like really shiny sparkles. Well, this is kind of a standard baked gelée highlighter. It's not like super hard either, so it picks up nicely on a brush for me, and it is quite pretty. I'm not sure, maybe you guys could tell me if all the shades have the same volume of sparkle in them. Kind of want to think that they do, just with different undertones and stuff like that, but I'm still interested in that one that Michelle had mentioned. So that is the shade right there. As you can see, there's not a lot of lilac in that. White gold gray is what I can kind of see in it. So it's not like stark white again, but I don't see a lot of lilac in that one. Very pretty though. So that is La Luna gradient highlighter from Hindash right there. And then I picked up a single shadow from Mob Beauty. I have been on the hunt to find a dupe for an eyeshadow that's in the Cyborg Choir palette. It's like this pastel canary yellow shade. Very hard to find. And the reason why I want to find a single shadow of this shade, this is again the Cyborg Choir from Menagerie Cosmetics, is because I hit pan on that one, and I use it underneath the brow every single time that I use this eyeshadow palette. Look at the substantial dips that I have in these shades. I think that I'm probably pretty close to hitting pan on these three shades of mattes as well. I use this one almost every single time too, but I don't know what the deal is with that one. It's a little bit more firm, and even though I use it every single time, it's like lasting longer than the other ones. So I'm trying to find a dupe for this shade right here, and I thought I would go ahead and try the Mob Beauty eyeshadow. It's got 0.05 ounces or 1.5 grams, and it is made in Canada, and I got shade M122. I did a video on this brand when it first came out, but I believe it's the founders of MAC Cosmetics that started this brand, if memory serves me. So it has like that system where you can kind of pick your products and fill a palette. So this comes in a cardboard because it's meant to go in another little compact, which I do have a palette from the original ones that I purchased. But for right now, I'll just leave it in here. This one's just brighter. It's more pigmented. It's more saturated than the one in the Adept Cosmetics palette. So, and I've used it, and I still like the shade, kind of how I use the one from the Cyborg Choir palette. It's just not like as, I don't know, pastel as the one in here. I'm even hesitant or like stingy to swatch it. That's the one from Cyborg Choir, because I'm like, you know, I'm running low. But it's just got much more of a white kind of undertone to it. So I'm still on the hunt. looking for recommendations if you guys have any. But anyway, that is Mob Beauty matte eyeshadow in M122 right there. And they do make a nice eyeshadow formula as well. I also got 2 of the new Anasui Silky Eye colors, and I wanted to get like all of the Silky Eye colors, and then there was a matte shade too, but they were sold out, so I'll just kind of have to be on the hunt for a restock. But Anasui is a brand that I've been purchasing from for a while, and they just make the cutest packaging with just super fun kind of unique items. So I got 2 of these new little eyeshadows, 0.04 ounces or 1.4 grams, and these are made in Japan. So that is the box packaging right there. Packaging on these is just super cute, which is in line with Anasui products. So there's like a kind of a see-through butterfly on the front, so you can kind of get a little peek at the shade that's inside. So I'll start off with 800 right here. You can see the packaging. This one here is, it's like an orange yellow with a pink duochrome to it. It's really pretty, but I also purchased this with the intent to use it with the Cyborg Choir palette as like a yellow brow bone, and it does work, but it's definitely not the same shade. You can see there's a butterfly embossed in there. It's got more orange in it in comparison to the other 2 shades. So that one is 800 right there. And then the other shade that I got is 700, which is also a highlight shade. It's just a really pretty kind of neutral white gold to it with some sparkle in there. There's not a lot of yellow, but it does have a yellow undertone to it. I'll put this guy, I want to try to, I should have wiped that highlighter off. It's kind of in the way of my swatches. So you can see it does have that slight bit of a yellow undertone as well. So yeah, I've been using those 2 shades too, even though neither one of those is a dupe for the one in Cyborg Choir either. I still like them for what I bought them for, and as per usual, Anasui products do have a rose fragrance to them. I don't find that it lingers when you use their products, but they're pretty strong like when you open up the compact, both in like face powders and stuff like that as well. I don't mind it. I don't have any like irritation or anything like that, but I love Anasui. This is an older one. I just wanted to show you the packaging of her kind of older butterfly products. The butterflies on the covers of these ones are all a different color that kind of coincided with the shade inside, but she just does really fun stuff. So I got those 2 new shadows from Anasui. And then I saw this new concealer from By Terry, and I don't know, I want to say it's a reformulation because I had used the older hyaluronic acid from By Terry, the concealer hyaluronic acid one, and I didn't like it as much as I love this. So I want to say it's new. It's in a different packaging and stuff like that, but I know at one point in time they had a different iteration of this. So it's the By Terry Hyaluronic Serum Concealer. I just think it's a new concealer. We're just going to go with that. 8 times hyaluronic acid types, it says on there, and a skincare concealer, which always like piques my interest. Hydra smoothing, buildable coverage, multi-zone correction. So 5.2 milliliters or 0.17 fluid ounces. And this one is made in Italy. I got the lightest shade, number 1, Rosy Light. And I used to always buy the lightest shade of By Terry concealers, and it was really hard for me to find one that was like light enough. So I was a little worried that this was going to oxidize or deepen up on my skin tone, but I've been setting it with the Flower Nose Huda Beauty, the purple, the new birthday powder, Ube birthday cake. But even without using that kind of pinky under eye setting powder mix that I've been using, it's still light enough for me. So I really do like the shade, and companies are coming out with such nice concealers. Like I love that Refi one that I had talked about last week, the Givenchy one, and this one. And I've been having a hard time putting those 3 concealers down, as well as I love the Natasha Denona High Glam for like a more full coverage, because it's so comfortable while being that full coverage concealer, you know. I had been tempted several times, even though I like quite a few of the concealers that I still have in my drawer, like I had been tempted like to just grab them all with the exception of those kind of few and declutter them. I haven't done it. But I thought about it. So anyway, I really love this. I've got this underneath my eyes today. This is what the packaging looks like. So it's got a doe foot applicator in there. It does say it's got magnolia flower complex and caffeine. Very comfortable underneath the eyes, doesn't feel drying, looks really pretty, blends out super nice, doesn't act funny with like any of the eye cream products that I use. So that is what the doe foot looks like. And yeah, the color, number 1, Rosy Light, is just a really good shade for me. So I was super happy about that. And I would say it's a medium coverage, and I do think you could build it up to be heavier, but it's kind of, I think, medium coverage, if you will. I just kind of swipe, and then blend it out. Is kind of how much I put underneath my eyes, but matches me really well, and I just really like the way that it looks underneath the eyes. Between this one, the Refy, the Givenchy, and the Natasha Denona, depending on how much coverage that I want or how tired I am. I just love those concealers. Just super nice concealers out there nowadays. So really like this new one by Terry. Again, it's the Hyaluronic Serum Concealer. And I got shade 1, Rosy Light, right there. And then Menagerie Cosmetics came out with a new collection, which I had been waiting for them to do something new for a while because I really enjoy a lot of their products. So I got one of their liquid lipsticks, which is in the shade Mother Earth. And it's actually what I've got on my upper lash line to use as winged liner. So I've purchased several of their liquid lipsticks to use as winged liner. It's one of my absolute favorite formulas to do that with. So they switched up the packaging on these. This is what the old packaging looked like, which I didn't mind it, but the new packaging it's very luxe looking. I do really like it. I did have one of the caps fall off of like my older ones. I don't think I'm going to have that issue with the new packaging. So this shade right here again is Mother Earth. It's a black and brown. It's really pretty. And you might be thinking what I'm doing with a shade like this for a wing liner, but I also have the black liquid lipstick, and I mix a little bit of black with different brighter colors to kind of turn them into black and colored eyeliners for winged liner. So it's just so fluid and so easy to create a really nice crisp line, and it doesn't like constrict the skin or look drying or anything like that. They're pigmented, just really easy to use, and they have a nice comfortable kind of dry down. So I love to use the Fuller liquid lipsticks from Menagerie like that. So the shade that I got on again is Mother Earth, and I either put a dab on the back of my hand and then put the doe foot back in so it like doesn't get dried out, and every once in a while I'll use it off the doe foot, but I try to just put it on my hand and then go that way so that again I don't have it like exposed to air for too long. But yeah, just a really nice rich blackened brown, and it makes a stunning eyeliner. So again, that is Mother Earth, and their packaging for these is just so cute. Super cute. And then from their Polar Lights collection, which I have the burgundy liquid lipstick now in my cart, and I want to get a fresh black one as well and some other shades. But the collection did come out with, I think, 2 liquid lipsticks as well. But I purchased 2 of the Polar Lights highlighters, which I love the packaging. I love the packaging on their highlighters. So this is Glacial Glow, and this is the highlighter that I have got on my cheeks today. And you can see it's really... it's a purple, blue, white base, ethereal looking highlighter. There aren't, in the actual formulation, there aren't any like chunks of sparkle. It's one of those like smooth kind of powders. So again, not one that has those like real sparkly particles in it, but it's still really beautiful. It has like this, it's a glow, like a real aurora-like glow to it that's just stunning in my opinion. So packaging, very cute. I actually have my Menagerie packaging blush and highlighters depotted just because I like to reach for them like all the time in one spot, so I put them in a palette here. I would say that the older highlighters, or the first variations of the highlighters, are a little bit shinier in comparison to this one, which has that like more glow underneath it. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but there's a little less sparkle in this guy. So what's interesting about this one, again with the packaging, is you can see those like blue chunks on there. I thought for sure that that was gonna have like those really sparkly sparkles in it, but that's kind of like an overspray. It's just on the top. So let me actually get the one out that I haven't used yet so you can see what it looks like over the top in comparison to once you get into it. So that right there, you see it's got like this coating on top of it, which is really pretty. That actual coating is, but when it comes to actually using it, I did find that those particles kind of stuck to the skin and they didn't break apart. So I found myself trying to like get it off with my bristles to like flick it off my face because it was like a random like chunk, you know. So, but once you get into it, the actual powder itself right here is just a really pretty glowy white based, like I said, blue purple kind of duochrome to it, and buffed out on the skin. It's very pretty and it looks really great with the eyeshadow palette. So you can see it's just got this really stunning glow without any like super in your face sparkles once you get through that kind of overspray. So again, that's the highlighter that I've got on my face today, and that's the Glacial Glow right there. And then the eyeshadow palette is what I have got on today, and it is so beautiful. It's becoming one of my like absolute favorite blue eyeshadow palettes. I've worn it, I think I've worn it 4 times this week. And I really think that it looks great with that blue highlighter, blue purple highlighter, and like a baby pink lip, which is what I have on, is Max Cream Cup. But this one here is the Polar Lights eyeshadow palette. This is the box packaging right here. Did I tell you guys how much product was in the other one? I didn't, did I? 4 grams is what it says. The eyeshadow palette says distributed, manufactured in Post Falls, Idaho. And on the highlighter it says vegan product made in Newman Lake, Washington. Talc-free, cruelty-free, and vegan, it says on both of them. So the packaging, cutest ever. Menagerie, their graphics on their packaging are some of my absolute favorite, and I love their eyeshadow formula as well. So again, there is the front and there's the back. It's a cardboard with a magnetic closure, and there is a mirror in there. So upon first glance, you wouldn't think that this would be a standalone eyeshadow palette, and I usually try, when I first get an eyeshadow palette, I try to use just that eyeshadow palette to see what kind of look I can get out of it, right? And when I did it with this one, I was so pleasantly surprised that like the shift on that green in conjunction with the rest of the colors in the palette works great as a highlight. So this is easily a standalone for me, and there's something about these colors together that just looks beautiful. I've worn every single one of them, and there hasn't been a look that I haven't liked out of here. I've used this like, it's almost like a multi-chrome, duochrome multi-chrome in the corner in the crease, blended out with the green. This shade right here is awesome because I feel like it grounds the blues and purples really well. So I've kind of got it right through here, so it's not like so in your face blue and green, you know. It's just a really handy shade. And the shimmer sparkles are just stunning. I love, love, love this eyeshadow palette. And I haven't done that kind of pastel blue as a highlighter yet, the matte shade, but I bet that would work pretty nicely as an under the brow highlight as well. And then these next shades. And then this last shade, which is on my lid, and it is so, so pretty. The glow on this shade as well is just stunning. I'd worn this palette too with the highlighter underneath the brow and on the inner portion of the lid, and I like that look too. The collection as a whole, like these 2 products together, no matter how you use them, they just look really, really cool. The highlighter and the eyeshadow palette. So I just love that. And again, that is Menagerie's new Polar Lights eyeshadow palette right there. Look at how pretty this is. And that's actually everything that I got and that I purchased this week. I did get in 2 lovely PR packages. This first one is from Fantasy Cosmetica, which is another one of my favorite indie brands. Their eyeshadow formula is just absolutely stunning. So they came out with the Monk eyeshadow palette. The whole collection has got a perfume in it as well. I opted out of the perfume, but I got the eyeshadow palette, and it says they also sell the perfumes with a bundle. And they launched January 29th, so these products are available now as well. So that's kind of the informational that came inside of the box right there. I really liked the nice little touch of the card with the pretty artwork on it as well. On the back it says waterfalls, clear path, mountain whispers, peace within, breathe and let all go. And then the eyeshadow palette has got a sleeve that matches the actual packaging. And this guy here has got 9 shades that are 1.5 grams or 0.05 ounces of product, and it is made in China. It says vegan, not tested on animals on the back there. And then the actual packaging is a cardboard with a magnetic closure, and there's a mirror in there as well. What is so cool about this eyeshadow palette is the yellow undertones on like almost every single shade. I like to use this with really vibrant, bright orange, yellow-based blushes. Like, I've actually worn this palette. I'm trying to grab this Menagerie blush because it's one of my favorites. This one right here, I've actually got a dip in it. I had worn it so much, but like that blush with this palette looks super, super cool. Or either that new one from Singe Beauty, that's a really good one. That one there I think is called Dandelions. Let me look. This is Dandelions from Menagerie right there. And the shimmer and shine on these like sparkle duochrome shades is just stunning. Great mattes. It's a one and done palette for me as well. They just really nailed it on this yellow tone color story. Because there's also some really kind of, you know, grounding type shades in there as well. It is so pretty though. I was trying to decide which one of these palettes to wear in this video today, and it was hard to decide. Look at how pretty those are. Fantasy Cosmetica just does a really great formulation too. Look how pretty. Ooh. And then this matte brown, which really ties all the shades together. Isn't that beautiful? It's so beautiful. So that guy is new from Fantasy Cosmetica, and it is their Monk eyeshadow palette. It is so pretty. I will be wearing this a lot in the summer, I know it. I'll be wearing it a lot right now. And then too, in both the Menagerie Polar Lights palette and also the Fantasy Cosmetica Monk palette, the shades are magnetized, so you can swap them out as well with other shades that are in the same pan size, which is kind of a standard pan size. So there's a lot of customization that can go on, and you guys know I love when brands magnetize shades inside of palettes. And a huge thank you to Fantasy Cosmetica for sending me over their latest launch as well. And then lastly, I got in a PR package from Pixi, which you guys know makes some of my favorite, all-time favorite skincare products. So they sent over the Fresh Eyes Essentials with 2 products in there, and I believe one of these is new. So they sent over the Detoxify eye patches, which I have got an eye patch deal open in the bathroom right now, so I haven't opened this guy, but they're depuffing eye patches. And they do have some nice hydrating ingredients in there, like shea butter, coconut fruit extract, raspberry fruit extract, blueberry. So this is something that's really good for the morning time, or like if you like to take baths. I like to put on masks like this while I'm like in a bath too, to just really have my like skin soak it up with the steam and the heat, you know. So that was in the package right there. And this has got a total of 60 patches or 30 pairs. And this one here is made in Korea. Love me some Korean made skincare, that's for sure. And then here is the Roll-On Detoxify Eye Serum, Caffeine and Cucumber. I need to try this yet. This one also has got some nice hydrating stuff in it. It's got caffeine, shea butter extract, camellia leaf extract, coconut fruit extract. Ooh, I can't pronounce pronounce that one. They're aloe, which I love aloe on my face, cucumber, blueberry, and it's in a roller. Let's get it out of here. 0.8 fluid ounces or 25 milliliters. You're getting a ton of product in there, and this one is also made in Korea. So let's get some of this out. If it's a gel, I'll use it like a layering product. And I like that you can squeeze this, because with roller balls, sometimes it's a little hard, like you really be rolling around. If the packaging is hard and it's hard to get product out, this one you can actually squeeze the tube and get product out of it. Yeah, it's like a jelly, which this is going to be great for layering. So I just kind of squeezed it out of the end here, and that is it right there. Oh, I put it on the not a good spot. Yeah. So this is the type of product that I would use to layer, because it's quite thin and jelly-like. Doesn't really have a scent to it or anything. It feels like super... It feels like it's going to be one of those products that just soaks right into the skin, which I love for layering. So the thinner products up to the thicker products on the skin. So yeah, that just really soaked right in right there. So that is the Pixi Roll-On Detoxify Serum. And a huge thank you to Pixi for sending that package over as well. I recently, so I use the Pixi Glow Tonic morning and night, right? And my skin had been quite dry. It has warmed up since the like deep freeze that we had a week or two ago. But in that time frame, what I was doing in the morning time especially was I was putting the Pixi Glow Tonic in the pump on a little cotton round, and then I was taking the Pixi Antioxidant Tonic and mixing it on the cotton pad, and that like was awesome to use when my skin was super dry. I've still been doing it like that because any hydration my skin loves. So in the morning time I've been mixing those two tonics together, and it's just a really good combination. I actually told my mom, because she's got really dry skin too, I told her to get the antioxidant toner as well from Pixi and mix them too. So she's got that on the way because she did order it. But yeah, I just love me some Pixi products. But that is everything that I have for the haul today. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.